There.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good actually. Um,
I,
I just have a lot of I just basically have a lot of plans for this month and the next. It's just like ever since I got weekends off at work, I've just been a lot happier in general.
hmm,
That's gross.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I switched from working retail to working in a school.
yeah.
hmm
There's definitely some
The only
jobs,
problem
dude.
right now is that I had to spend a lot more money on rent, bills, and paying someone back for like the Portland and Seattle concerts. And so now I'm broke for the next week.
I know what that's like. I had to make car payments a little while ago. That was very expensive. Please set the current time. I need to set my time in here? If I could see my actual freaking mouse, that would be, revolutionary. Okay, so the current time is 2... But how do I can't see my mouse, so it's not like... What's going on?
I've also been working on driving with this as well, and at this point, I'm very confident, and I just need to just take a little more time to get it down, and then parallel parking.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, crud.
I've never actually had a parallel park in my life.
I had to back in high school. Okay.
But I probably should
Farm.
learn soon.
Hello, Cloud.
I
Hello,
kind of
Hello,
have
Ruben.
to.
Accessibility to the
I
access with the main menu. I can't
I
see
feel
my
like I
mouse. It's
have
very hard to
to.
navigate these screens. Where am I clicking? I was just there. I go.
Continue.
Sorry.
Um, I kind of have to, seeing as I live in a tourist trap, and also I live in Oregon, so there's Portland and there's Seattle, and then, like, if I really hate myself, I can go to San Francisco, but
There's an achievement I can get if I dick around with these sound settings and make them display every number. I'm not gonna do that,
Yeah, I
but
guess it's a method of like where you're at. With me in Nebraska, there's not a lot of places, not a lot of things that go on in this whole state.
yeah.
But
That's
anything
why I
that
kind
requires it.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was thinking, like, you know what, it'd probably work out if, like, you guys, I don't know, take like a couple days to just visit here for a bit because we have shit to do out the wazoo. It's just that you're far away.
yeah.
Yes.
Anyways, let's play it. Stanley Parable, the Ultra Deluxe. The end is never. The end is never. End is
God,
never
you
there.
have Chris, you have an echo filter on your voice, and I can hear
No,
you
that's because
through
Victoria hasn't
Victoria's.
muted me on her side.
I thought I muted you.
No, I muted you.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
The microphone thing says otherwise.
Stanley
That's
worked
not
for a
good.
company in a big building where he was employee number
The
427.
stream sounds alright.
Employee number
Navi, you're only
427's
coming
job
through on the
was
left audio
simple.
channel. Wait, what?
He
Are
sat
you
at
serious?
his desk in room 427.
Crud. This is... nice. Back to menu. Hold up. My audio apparently is not working. Someone gave me this warning that it
Audio
sounded...
was correct.
Let's see. Settings. What's going on with my stream settings? Audio. Default. How do I... Not seeing anything... to do that. Oh, hold on. What's going on with this? Oh! My mic really is only... Why is that? Properties. Cancel that. Let's see. Advanced audio properties. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because according to Cloud, I'm only coming on one on my left audio channel. And that's... This isn't the first time I've been told this, but I never knew how to do that. It says the balance correct, but I have no idea how it's doing that. Okay, I'm gonna try
Well,
something. Let me see. Properties. Switch the device to just the microphone. It's fine. Let's try just the codec. How about... Now the mic still says it's only getting audio on one side. How is that? That disturbs me. Also,
Are you and Victoria in the same room?
Yes,
Yes.
but that's not the problem. Because I'm looking down at OBS and I can see there's little green lines coming up from both the top and bottom. I look down at the mic aux and that one is only giving me green lines on one side. So that's no... I'm going around clicking everything trying to figure out what's going on. Properties. I already did that. Advanced audio properties. If I do this, I only get... Then I get something. I do this, this happens. What the heck? God, is this... Do you know how to do this? Volume, audio input, mic aux. Because I quite literally have this... I don't know what's going on here. We'll figure out how to do this. I will figure this out.
Alright, restarting the stream, everybody. We got technical difficulties going on.
Restart. I wouldn't say that yet. We just gotta figure out 1% mono. Let me hit mono. Well, it's officially... It looks like it works now. Getting both the green lines together. Does it sound alright now? I can't really tell because my phone doesn't do stereo. I disabled that because it got annoying. Well, only one way to find out. We'll let the chat determine. Meantime, I hit begin the game. Again, how loud is the game now? Oh, we're gonna hope it sounds alright. Now,
You're gonna need to stream in the Discord if you want me to see.
I wasn't already? I thought I was. Okay, well, share my screen. Can I just share this Stanley Parable? Yeah, we'll share that. There we go. So now y'all can see it. Yeah, you said now. Okay, that's good to hear. Now let's start the game and let's do this. Let us go on a choose your own adventure.
I
This
gotta
is
do
the
something
story
before I
of a
get
man
wasted at
named
the bowling
Stanley.
alley tonight.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Thanks, Cloud.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar
Oh
happened.
no, something peculiar.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
And Stanley stopped
No
giving
one
a
had
shit
showed
because he
up
realized
to
he was
give
still
him
getting paid.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
There we go. And nope, can't jump.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Can't
could it
jump.
mean?
Oh, hey, I got 2 achievements.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I turned that computer off. I can't say anything. I'm sad.
Apple bunt cake.
Girlfriend's gonna get a butt cake. Turn that off. Turn off all the computers.
Bunt cake.
Gotta save the company some kind of money. Jumping is not allowed. How dare they restrict my jumping ability?
Oh wait, forks.
There's some plastic forks in there.
Yes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
Lemon
open
bunt
doors,
cake.
he entered the door on his left.
Oh. The first decision that we're immediately gonna ignore. For the right door!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire.
And there's the lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Stay here for a little bit longer. The narrator starts criticizing Stanley for it. Come on.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating.
Yes,
that
I
even
did play
though
the original
all
Stanley
your
Parable.
coworkers have
It's why I was
mysteriously
so
vanished,
excited for this
here
game.
you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Come on. Yeah, let's stare at some of these paintings. Ah, that's a nice stock
At this
picture
point,
of the ocean.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy
There it is.
and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
You could shut up. Now we're gonna leave. Because you're being rude.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Yep.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Nope, we're doing this. Because I know what ending this leads me to, and it's my favorite in the game. Well, it's not my favorite in the game. But it's one of my favorites, because if memory serves me correct, this gets us the Stanley Parable Adventure line.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Originally. I'm still waiting to play the original so I can get that go outside achievement.
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
Next year I will officially, quote, gone outside.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
We really don't know what that...
We went down, right, left, down, left,
And realize
right.
I forgot to pay my tax.
Okay, yes. I've got it now.
Fuck.
This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
That's a card. That's not the story, Mr. Narrator.
Triple right? Come on, man.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
I'm looking.
We
I'm
just
looking at the
need to
spoilers.
Back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
There we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh no, what
Stanley
could it
decided to
mean?
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There we go.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere?
Hello?
Or, hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right
Who's
here
here?
just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Yes.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
What could it mean? We're going this way. You want us to go to the left, so we're going through a door on the left. I'm gonna... So we can't go through here because the chairs are blocking the way. Ah, yes, this looks like the right way. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself.
Damn.
Ah, yes, this looks correct.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it
No.
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again. But it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Someone's playing Toho, but we don't need Toho. We got Stanley Parable.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Clearly.
Are you serious?
I missed a memo that led to a wormhole dimension. And now there is no
Okay,
doors.
yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
It's
It's
worse.
possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we
Yes.
missed anything?
Let's. We're gonna be going this way for the story. This is where the story clearly is and has always been. Oh, gotta turn you off. Username access. Nope, we don't need you. Don't need you.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building.
Oh no, I've been locked in.
Is that correct?
The door's gone.
Do you remember, Stanley?
I don't remember anything.
Fuck
Do you know what?
you.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You
Not you.
I win!
Congratulations!
That was
And it
great.
really
I'll
paid
see you all
off, so
tomorrow.
good
Please
job.
like and subscribe.
Have fun.
no.
Stanley
And
Parable
roll
speed
out.
run. What's my
Right about this
time?
at all. We both know you didn't
No,
put
we're
in any
still
actual
here.
work for that win.
Yeah, we're not
Some
going
people
anywhere.
win fair and
You're
square,
small,
and this was
alright?
not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
Yeah, I don't know where we
care
are.
what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, here comes my favorite bit of the game.
Too late.
The Stanley
All right,
Parable
I've got a
Adventure line.
solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure line.
Trademark.
Just follow the line.
Trademark.
How simple is that?
Go off them. Oh!
You'll see. You have to follow the line. We have to see where the story goes now. The line's telling us where to go.
You see? The line
Trademark.
knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
I love this narrator so
Here's
much.
a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a
Stay on
journey
that line.
such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That could have been weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yes, this is the best character in the game and the best theme. Follow the line.
Give me a photo too.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. The line is the best character with the best theme in gaming history. Freaking TARDIS hallway. Oh, we're about to pass the line of the song.
Line could only be better if you hear the Broom has
Oh, the Broom Closet ending was my favorite.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Clearly.
Make sure you study it closely
Okay.
and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
If you've taken notes about this fern, it's going to be very important. It's crucial to getting the Broom Closet ending.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I
Someone
can't
got
take this
fired.
anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh. Bro,
Time to follow the line
You
again.
know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's
Trademark.
it ever done for us?
Yeah, that's
We're
fair.
intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
right.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ah, into employee 437's office, which is just a hallway.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it too, whatever it may be. I have no legs. Have you noticed that?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Yes.
No lines or monitor rooms.
Ignore the
Just
line.
don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
It trademark. The line did nothing wrong. The line is too good. The line can be a part of the story, Mr. Narrator. And now the line is gone. See what you did, narrator? You chased the line off by being a douche.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Okay.
Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with that counter-inverted reverse
1000
door's
IQ
origin.
moment right
So
here.
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Yes, clearly.
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
Aha!
Oh, hold up. What's this?
Deviate from maintenance room. End up in monitor room. Now here to
confusion
restart the
ending.
game. First restart.
You're telling me
2 doors.
That's
Endless
what this
wander.
is?
Restart the game.
It's all one
Office is now another
giant
dead end.
ending?
Find another dead end.
and we're supposed to restart the game
Adventure line.
8 times? That's really how all
Usually
this goes?
17 minutes.
It's all...
5th restart, 5th
Determined?
for previous restarts. Then attempts
So
to
now,
play the story,
according
but
to
it's
the
prevented.
schedule, I restart again.
Restarts
Then
its
what?
own.
Am I just
Find the
supposed to
line.
forget?
Following the line.
Well,
Find
what if I
identical
don't want to forget?
replica of the
My mind goes blank simply because
Oh,
it's written here on
water
this,
blackness.
this
Find a bookstore.
thing.
Get bored and leave.
wall.
Narrator is gone. After a
Well,
long time,
who
Stanley
consulted
dies.
me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of
Spoilers.
this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the
At least
game.
I gave you the
won't
decency
do
to have
it.
a chair.
I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
Destination's
We'll find
me
out, won't
dying
we?
slowly in this room.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime,
Up. And the game restarts. For real this time.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
No, it
Stanley
didn't.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I think they're playing solitaire in there. I want to go play solitaire.
No,
Oh.
do not play solitaire. You'll be in solitude.
When Stanley came to a set
So,
of 2 open doors,
Babe, you gotta
he
choose.
entered the
Left or
door
right
on
door?
left.
Okay, we're going to the left door. Which, if my memory serves me correct, leads us to the broom closet. 413 is the best employee. Gotta look for that broom closet. What is the broom closet?
Yet there was not a single person
Tips for
here
not getting
either.
fired. Do
Feeling a
unbelievably
wave
amazing
of
work all the
disbelief,
time. Every day.
Stanley
No
decided
expectation
to
of
go up
promotion
to
or
his boss's
recognition. Don't
office,
get fired.
hoping he might
Let
find
the
an
ball up
answer
inside
there.
you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. Resent other coworkers for not supporting you more. Let it ball up inside you. He was using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your
No,
slide
it's
has a
not
slick
okay.
blue graphic in the header and some blue and bevel all the text. This will ensure a calm, productive work environment. Glad you took detailed notes on that fern. Yeah, that fern is very important. Babe, my girlfriend doesn't know why yet, but she'll see soon.
Is it the enemy? Do we have to burn
Charts
it?
and slides. Slides. Don't get moving. Broom closet! I found it!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around
So
and
we
got
talk about
back
there's
on
nothing here.
track.
There's a broom. There's a mop bucket and a mop. There's a... I think that's a wrench.
There was nothing here.
There's an
choice to
engineer
make,
wrench. We can be
no
a
path to
TF2.
follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I think that's duct tape. There's stuff to be in here. And look, there's cardboard. There's a cable. We can make a noose.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least
He's
if there
having
was
a
something to
mental
interact with,
breakdown.
he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
You can't tell me what to do. Gotta wait a little bit longer. It gets
Are
funny.
you really still in the broom closet?
Yes, I am.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because screw
Please
you.
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because the broom closet ending is the best. Yeah, you have a good day, Cloud.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd
Does
said
there have to be?
Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this
No
closet
reason
is of
for it.
absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
That's about to get even better.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Oh,
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug
Man.
money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hey, don't diss the drugs.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of
Why
the
do you sound like
long-term
hedonism bot from
sustainability of your
Futurama?
species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
And here it comes.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Or can I?
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay. So now we get to go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs.
Actually, we're gonna restart. Begin the game again. Because we have to go back to the broom closet.
Damn it.
We gotta go back to the broom closet. There's more to that ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
There's a...
Stanley
Who's
decided to go
right?
to the meeting room.
No,
Perhaps
no,
he
no,
had
no,
simply
no.
missed a memo.
There's more. There's more. Trust me. It's a multiple story ending. Trust me.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
When
left.
Stanley found out that Kyle was actually messing with him, Cartman immediately decided to shut him up.
Yet there's not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go. Oh no, not. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your
Stanley's
time.
Asperger's was very on point this morning, and that's why he's in an infinite loop to be in the same job for the rest of his life.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
So we'll
Perhaps he
go
had
back
simply
with our
missed a memo.
proper instructions that Victoria gave us the first time, and then we'll go see the broom closet one last time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Trust me, babe, but the broom closet ending is about to pay off.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Fucking boarded it off.
Charles Barkley.
Broom.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Or down. You want to go down?
Yeah.
To the down we go.
I'm looking for adventure.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Adventure.
Yeah, alright, I'm done. I don't need any more. I'm not taking any chances. Fuck this.
But
There's a car.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy,
got more than
why
1,000
had he taken
quid
that
now.
risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any
1,
logical
2,
sense.
B,
And
4.
as Stanley pondered
There is
this,
no 3.
he began to make other strange observations.
As far as
For
Stanley,
example,
as far as Valve
why
is
couldn't
concerned.
he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh no.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue.
Oh, what is
He
that
just
conclusion?
hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Silver whale.
Now the voice was
Silver whale.
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he
Oh
thought.
no. That's what I'm
And while he
thinking.
thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Okay.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
You'll see.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Stanley,
I'm
wake up.
through
You've been in
with
a
this
coma
dream.
for 5 years.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No, you're not.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
And then business as usual.
Yep, no one cared about
This
Stanley.
is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Fuck.
So, what'd you think of your choices? Okay, Lauren, you
I
get to
can't
pick
wait
the
to
next
tell this
choices.
story to my
Right.
co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
I think that might be new. New content.
New content.
Lauren,
Oh, new content? What does that mean?
DLC.
New content.
what's this way? Hello. Uh-oh.
Please install the 128 gigabyte patch to access.
I've been
new
lured into a
content.
trap. They tricked me with new content. I didn't get all the regular endings in the base game.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh,
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
uh-huh.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah, once it starts going somewhere.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Okay. I'm officially in new territory, and I have no idea what's happening.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah, I'm excited too. What's the new content? It's bigger. The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can jump. Yeah, new content. Jump. Might as well jump, 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 jump. Go ahead and jump. Might as well jump. Oh. I ran out of jumps.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
I don't know what you're talking about. That jumping is fun.
Elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Yes.
If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary.
Please
There's 20
do.
hours of new content right there.
I'd love
Hell,
it.
I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes.
I mean, it's more than
knew
what
there
Call
had
of
to be
Duty puts
something
out for the
else.
DLC.
Let's see it.
Oof.
I'm ready for whatever it is. You've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens
yes.
when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan
That's
base
exactly how
rush a
things
cheap
work.
expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievement, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
I don't know.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game?
Ooh.
And we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I'm hesitant. After what I've been through, this has been an absolute sham, and I'm going to leave you a 1-star review on not only Yelp, but also Google Reviews.
The new content.
It's
I hate
split.
Mondays. Yo, it's the original hallway.
I know they had Garfield as DLC.
Hey.
Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to
Don't
show
go
you
into the light.
something.
Don't go into the light.
Oh, what's that? Coffee nut. Screwdriver.
Huh.
What does that mean?
It all must mean something.
What is the new content telling
Tinfoil
us?
Hat, boys.
It's new content. New content?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret.
Is this Elden Ring?
Take a look.
Yeah, we're going to Elden
I
Ring.
call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've
I
been
call it
storing all my
Limgrave.
favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Oh, nice.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
Look, it's all the old
Remember
boxes
back
and the
in October of
awards.
2013 when the game originally launched?
That's
Back
SCP.
then, video games had integrity.
The Last of Us.
It all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Our first car, the release of Stanley Parable in 2013. And look at all these pictures. Mind control facility. The original remake. Buy it on Steam. What everyone's saying. The good times. Ah. Yes.
Is the broom closet in there?
Trip down memory lane. Smile because it happened. The Stanley Parable Alpha Test. And then $1.
Hey, it's Mr. Krabs.
Stanley Parable demonstration. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. I haven't earned that achievement yet. I will be close to. Unachievable. Nominee. New video game releasing today. Creators surprisingly down to earth. Rudigers go from scandal to new crisis. Colleagues show uneven effort to enroll the poor. Costs hinder new tech. 50% off designer hat. Babe, we need to go head shopping.
Mason is playing freaking Oblivion.
Stanley Parable deals tough choices. There's a nice oh, I can't get to the bench. What a rip. Oh, and there's water.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning
thought that
triumph
was
of
the Stanley
games
Parable.
journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com.
I wish I could sing that
James
well.
Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created."
Bitch.
Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour? Wait, what? It's gonna take an hour? What's down there? Memory zone maintenance. Okay, I actually can't go in there.
Well,
okay.
I guess if you were meant to soak in every single detail, then it would take an hour of all that absorption.
Nostalgic. It was good. Original. Person of the year. Yo, it's the Stanley and Maribel models. Yo. This new content means nothing to Victoria because she didn't get to play the original. She hasn't played the original. Well, I mean, okay, she doesn't remember much of it. But
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Declaring in your
I can't get in there! The serious room, I want to get in there! I'm out of jumps!
Crouch jump.
I can't jump.
Rocket jump up.
I don't have my rocket jumper. It's stuck in my TF2 file.
Well, fourth wall breaking up Stanley, digging the
These were
files of the
simpler
computer
times,
to find the
Stanley.
TF2.
But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Honestly, yeah, I
No.
agree on that one. I would love to go back and play Stanley Parable 1 for the first time ever. Oh, now I can go in the maintenance room.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no.
Reviews.
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
If I make going flaming.
Not recommended.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
What if at the end of this game you just find the narrator and it's just Agent J from Men in Black and he gives you the memory eraser flash?
That'd be hilarious.
You are Stanley, you work in an office building.
Okay, let's see what this one's.
Not recommended.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying
This is
fast.
basically calling
Preachy?
people out.
Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Oh no.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can
59
strike
is a
these
liar.
negative
That wasn't a
reviews
59,
from the
it's a
record.
phony
Only
stuff. We all know
positive
that.
reviews of the
Arguing
Stanley
with that.
Parable. That's my motto today,
Ah!
and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices are what happened.
There we go.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but... Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof! Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
The door's
that
gone.
last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means.
Button.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Oh, the clock actually
You've
would
just been
change.
frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room.
Okay, current time
Stanley,
is
the door
almost
is
3
gone.
o'clock.
It's completely gone. Oh, Stanley. you're
Oh my gosh, the clock does
back.
change.
Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with.
No.
And you'd think that that's just how...
Things are going apocalyptic.
Oh no.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had...
plant's dead. Oh no. Hello?
I think he left.
Just oh, the smoke alarm's going off. The clock fell off the wall.
It's just gonna be burnt down. It's gonna cut to you in a fiery pit of hell.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the...
Hey, buddy? Friendo? You there?
The end is never the end. End is never the end. Is never the end.
Oh
Is
God,
never
no.
the end. Is
This is
never the
beginning
end.
of
Is
timing.
never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the.
Oh.
Buddy? You good?
Nope.
Friend? Oh. Oh no.
The place is falling apart. He has abandoned you.
Just hold on.
The light!
All right, we're gonna do one more time. Just hold on as I pass through this wall. You're looking for a gun that makes holes.
Nature is healing!
Nature has returned.
Portal, what the fuck?
Yes, it's somewhat like Portal.
Portal 2 anyway.
Yeah, Portal 2. It's turning into Portal 2.
And it's all died again.
Oh.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Remember back there when I was talking about smelly garbage in the bin?
Yeah.
That was actually a metaphor. I was actually talking about you.
I need to play Portal 2.
What the?
Again. The button's broken!
Maybe. Let's go and see. Can we actually get out?
Alright, when's the cube gonna be thrown out of the outhouse and then just
Give us the cue.
Do I just walk in a direction?
Just escape free.
Portal 2!
Stanley?
He's dead.
No, I'm Stanley. The narrator's not Stanley.
The narrator's dead.
Well, I just didn't.
Where do I go? Oh! The end is never the end is never the end is. Okay.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
New content. I can't turn down new content.
Oh, good. You
How
noticed
long have we been
myself.
streaming
Yes,
for?
I have something very exciting to show you.
Good question.
I'm very scared. What's
It's
the
probably
new
a lot
content?
more than I'm thinking.
What's the new content?
When did we start streaming?
I have no idea.
Oh shit.
The end is never 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 the end is never. Hello. What's the
You see, Stanley,
content?
I've been reflecting on the Stanley
Not
Parable
even Gaming
and about
Navi.
how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark. and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
scared.
So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
How do we take it
Which
further?
is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever
VR sport?
the Stanley Parable 2.
Pog! The end is never.
Yes, you see,
Again.
isn't this far
Core
superior to a
2.7.
measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a
New
fully
mug.
fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been
Investor
asking
showcase. Oh. Absolute Box Stanley Parable 2. 2. 3. 2. 3. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. Ni. Taste the sequel.
Contract the sequel, taste the sequel.
for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Imagine releasing DLC as the sequel to a game.
Let's see, we got bird computers, the best kind.
Burb.
Dodecahedrons. Let's see, we got
Mario Kart 8.
They're back. 2 doors. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2 logo ideas. Oh yeah. That's how you know this is real. Stanley Parable 2. 2 ferns, 2 brains. Oh, what's this? Oh yeah, that's right. More Stanley Parable, better Stanley Parable. Paradigm shift equals synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Envelope. Client-centric marketing. The color red. Leverage. Holistic value. 1 to 2. Win-win. Sequential mind share. 2. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2.
No,
Now, to be
it should
clear,
be a
I
multiplayer.
haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing
God.
for it.
Arms, legs.
I figure
Who took
that
the
if
red
I can
marker?
loosely
Me.
organize a handful of interesting
Serum
concepts,
design fit.
that surely the
Scrum design
game will
fit.
sort of
Break. Tips
naturally
design. Number
spring
2
up
chat.
around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development
Make
is
it
much
so there's
more of a
2
fuzzy
people.
magic than anything scientific or
I know I
logical,
was mentioned
really.
before. Hello? I don't believe I mentioned you, did I? Where did I mention you? How did I mention you? Where did I mention
Well,
you? Fern says
I'm
I-
gonna head out. This was
Sure.
interesting, but I insist that I must save my brain from the damage.
Please do.
Okay. So
I
Fern says
have to, oh.
Fern says I mentioned me. Person in chat mentioned me. Did I?
I don't know.
Cause I said hi to you when I saw you in my chat.
Oh, we have more people. Another person.
Sequels are good. Doom 2.
Portal 2 and Half-Life 2!
Aladdin
yeah!
2 Return of Jafar.
Oh, Cloud Connection mentioned him.
I did?
No, Cloud Connection did.
What did Cloud mention them? Oh, the fern. Oh, at one point in the game, Fern, we saw a plant that was a fern. Like an actual fern. We weren't talking about you earlier. We were talking about a plant. A literal plant.
So that fun wasn't.
Yeah, because now the fern is in our comments section. That explains everything. Took me 15 minutes. Like, what is Fern talking about? That fern.
Better than lemon cake.
This way to the show floor. The show floor. New features. New content. Expo Hall 2. Oh yeah, it feels so amazing. It's all good. Stanley Parable 2.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Stanley Parable 2. Oh, there's merch! I can get merch! I want the shirt that says I saw the new content. Oh. Yo, babe, you cancel whatever you got me. If you could get me a shirt that says I saw the new content, that's what I want for my birthday. This is the best birthday present ever. Stanley Parable 2 announcement. A bucket!
The complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical. That it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played.
I don't think I'm supposed to go in here yet.
I'm happy to say that after much
No.
consideration,
No.
I engineered a clever
I didn't get to see the rest of the content.
fundamental
No.
problem. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest,
I didn't get to see the rest of
it's
the
a
new
much more
content.
convenient solution for
The
me.
bucket is cool and all, but I want to go back. I want to see the rest of the content.
Less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution.
Give me my bucket.
Come on, give it a try.
Bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in
Bucket.
fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh, really?
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
Yes.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay, sweet. I can visit the rest of the rooms. And I got my bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Reassurance bucket.
That really
Officer
should be an
infinite
award
hole.
if it isn't already.
Don't fall in.
Stanley Parable 2. There's Stanley.
Gabby,
What?
where's the cat?
Took me a minute. The button that says the name of the game, jump circle. Red is the new orange. Please, no screenshots. Everyone, you're not allowed to screenshot. Whoa. Ray tracing.
Everyone,
New
no,
features.
Stay put. Everyone, start screenshotting
Consistent
now.
quality with just, yeah. The baby is all grown up. Oh my gosh. Please, no screenshots.
Do it.
Hear your name in the game. There's the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Oh my gosh. We gotta go press it. Gotta go press that
I
button.
really like buttons.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want?
Hope you have a good
And
night.
of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button, which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
This game's
Isn't
gonna
that
dad my
wonderful?
computer for my name, isn't it?
Sorry, I should have clarified.
Oh.
Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever
If
name
it said
that
Sabrina,
is.
I was gonna be
Here,
really happy.
Let's have you role-play
I
as
was gonna
Jim
be
to
freaked
really
out 'cause,
simulate the full
how the hell
experience
do
of this
you
feature.
do you know
Just
this?
play along. I promise you'll love
Where
it.
did you get her
Okay,
name?
here we go. Let's take a
Yoda.
deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
My name
I
is
want you
Jim,
to
and I like to
imagine
spend my
yourself
time
living
dicking
as
around
Jim,
with a man named
sleeping
Dwight.
and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as
This
Jim,
just sounds like
seizing
Jim from The
all
Office
world's
now.
possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Ah.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you! Do it again! Do it again! Jim! It hits even harder the second. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the gym button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
That was intense. Good thing I got this bucket to help me stay calm. How do you feel, Bucket? You excited?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
That 2 is different than the others. Why is that 2 so special? I could sneak in here. The epilogue.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Whoa.
Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Yo. The Stanley Parable 2. New Stanley! There's a new Stanley! Infinite hole. It won't end. Settings World Champion. Infinite hole. Free achievement! There's a free achievement! Stanley Parable 2. Look how happy Stanley is. It just works. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. Oh, he's gonna be...
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you're... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Okay. Not done yet, but it will be. Then I'll get my free achievement. Better be! Man, Stanley Parable 2 is going to be great. When it releases in the year 2042, it's going to be awesome.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I haven't seen the new Stanley. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Oh, can I find what? Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up.
Whoa.
You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
New Stanley. I found 1 out of 6 Stanleys. There's my Stanley amiibo.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Someone take my picture in front of the toes. Oh, this is so cool. What is this? It's a map. Oh, let's see. Jump circle. This map. Free achievement. Button that says the name of the player. Merch. Staying world champion. Stanley Parable insurance buttons. I got that. Office decoration. Apple. Oh, there's so much. There's so much. I haven't seen all of it yet. Whoa. There's just more. I don't want to exit. I got more stuff to see. Whoa. This is so cool. The jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece
Aww. And so I want to jump. I wanted to jump. Let's see what else is new. That's no, we just came from there. Let's go see the world records. Oh, I can't go see the settings world champion, but we can go to the infinite hole. Let's go do that. We're gonna go to the infinite hole.
But what if something comes out of the hole? Like some
Fuck.
flying orb?
Babe, please no screenshots.
do all the screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like
Get
balloons.
well someday.
But I'm
Happy
undecided
12th
on
birthday,
Get
niece.
Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I want to go with the niece because it's birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well
Aww.
Someday it is.
Okay. Twos.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay, let's go back in here. Let's go back up. Back to the other spot. Let's go to that infinite hole. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. It's gonna be so much fun. Time depth. Hole like infinity. Opening rim. Depth infinite. Surrounding area. They did the science. That's how we know this hole's gonna be authentic.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Woo!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've got to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh, I actually do have a bit.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh, I'm excited. What's more ideas? He has more ideas, babe. Can you believe this? This is hyping up to be the best sequel of all time. Got my bucket. I got a Stanley figurine. I fell in a hole. The number 2. Oh.
Pardon my lack of enthusiasm.
I'm sorry, it's just you don't understand. I got a bucket. And they're gonna bring the jump circle back for the sequel. It's gonna be 2 of everything. It's gonna be 2 Stanleys.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Oh, someone left their bag. You should probably go tell them about that. Otherwise, they might sneak back in and try taking screenshots they're not supposed to take. New mug. Oh, yeah. No screenshots, babe. No screenshots.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features?
Yes.
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Oh.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. Gotta let me down
Well,
there, man.
I mean,
I got jumps!
potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
How'd your best work?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they wouldn't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait. Maybe that's it.
Oh?
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
This just sounds
With
like
respect,
Ultra Deluxe.
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I I suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
It's all. Whoa. Stanley Parable 2.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Man, Stanley Parable 2 is awesome.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
The
Something
2.
that would forever
the
change
sequel.
Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him
Mostly
to
one big
follow.
ripoff. They haven't
No
given me
one
all the
had
red
showed
they
up
promised.
to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
We got the balloons.
Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Balloons.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's my bucket? Took my bucket, you asshole. I was feeling reassured without my bucket. The bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I need my bucket. New content's not there, but hey, we got doors. Our balloons.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Now I have to follow, listen, do the right things.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
They did it.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
The
aura
bucket.
of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom
Well, the
closet
bucket's in there.
believes it deserves
No,
the bucket.
I brought the bucket into it and
I
it's
can
different
really
now.
feel it. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
This is our companion cube.
We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the
Yeah.
bucket have shared together.
Bucket and I are best
Go through
friends.
each of them point by point. Share your journal
Bucket's been for
entries
me while I
detailing the
was-
rich emotional landscape of your feelings
The
for
narrator's
Bucket,
saying.
as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
This bucket belongs to me and you can't have it.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the Bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, stay in the bucket of going up to the boss's office. Oh,
It's red.
it's like the bathroom. Well, it's normally red.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
The bucket's
Even
a
now,
good companion.
in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk.
What
Nor in
keypad?
his bliss of
Oh,
simply
that
being
keypad.
near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
The bucket.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Hello.
Hello.
Bucket. The bucket knows all.
It sees all.
Stanley.
Found one of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh yeah. Stanley figurine. Another elevator. The bucket. I got a bucket. Bucket's awesome.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Did it?
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Okay, bucket. Bucket, bucket. What?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both
Stanley
wondered
and
to
the bucket.
themselves.
The bucket. The bucket is the best character in this game. Sorry, Lion, you've been replaced with the bucket.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
No.
Everyone in the
Bucket.
office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Oh, this
Had
is
the
so
bucket
worth
been
it.
told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
I love
At
this
point,
game.
He could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way.
It's all
The
good.
bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
He literally has a notification button that goes either 5 or 8 repeatedly.
There's only a button for 5.
That's fine.
There's no button for 4. I saw 3 and 2 and 1, but I didn't see 4. Where's button number 4? What did y'all bastards do with it? Where did y'all hide number 4? What did y'all bastards do with it? Right there. Alright, no, just a random noise. Where's button number 4? Console disabled. System power.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
The bucket and I did it.
Yay.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Bucket.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the
So this
bucket
seems
had
to be the
defeated
exact
their
same thing as the
greatest and
first game, but I can
darkest
take a
enemy,
bucket with me.
freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No.
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
Oh no.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
The bucket!
Facility itself
Bucket, go!
recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
No!
Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Will go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
Oh no.
No! It's my
Stanley
bucket!
can't leave
No,
this
my
place.
bucket!
Not while he has such
Bucket!
a bucket in
No.
his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Figurine
Perhaps he
Finders
had simply
Committee.
missed a
Meeting
memo.
today in the meeting room. I'm taking the bucket.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
I know exactly where I'm going now.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly.
I'm gonna
to
go
his
get my
chest.
favorite ending.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was.
Because, yeah,
How
most of the dialogue
insightful the
changes with
bucket
the bucket.
turned out to be.
Come on, Bucket. Tell me something new. That's very enriching information you've told me, Bucket.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Yes, it is.
Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
I know exactly where I'm going next.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Yes. Now we're gonna get moving.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Except we're not. Joke's on you. We're going this way.
No, said the bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do. Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
He was firmly
Trust
convinced
me.
that the bucket
I know
had
exactly what I'm
spoken to
doing.
him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Joke's on you, Bucket. I don't listen to you. 2v1.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Oh, wait,
Stanley,
actually there
how
is.
could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This
How much did they change this
misunderstanding
ending?
could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
What's happening? Oh my goodness, this is brand new.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know
this a
about what
pigeon?
is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Is this a bucket?
Is this a bucket?
Definitely not a bucket.
Correct.
Oh.
It is a hologram of a bucket.
Oh, I was right. I thought that was a bucket. I thought that was supposed to be a real bucket. 'Cause this is a bucket, what I got.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
I gotta go and... That's not a bucket.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation
What
of a
the f-
bucket, not an actual.
I feel like I can just keep hitting no and I'll be like, yep, you're correct.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Not a bucket.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Oh, really? What a shame.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Baby, gonna need a photo friend. Is that a bucket? I think it's a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Dare to be stupid. Dare to be stupid. What did I say? Dare to be
Is
stupid.
this a bucket?
Yes.
Correct.
Wait, what?
This is a bucket.
How is that a bucket? That's a tractor. You just told me.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both.
What?
Gotcha.
Babe, I'm confused.
Nonsense.
Item Wait, hold on. I can't find the notes. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Buckets. Yes, this is definitely a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Oh
I've
my
lost all
goodness.
sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I
a bucket?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself,
Oh
and
no,
myself
you
was
need
all
an
I ever
identity
had.
crisis.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our
No.
relationship apart.
Can't take the
I
bucket
can't have
from
that.
me.
I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets
No!
from the game entirely. Okay,
You can't!
here we go.
No! But the bucket!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. God, I had no idea.
I had no
How
idea.
could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know
God.
that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
This game is perfect. Okay, I'm gonna try leaving the bucket behind this time. Let's see.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Okay, so it seems
and
like
Stanley
now
knew
I
it
can just play the game
perfectly well.
normally,
Perhaps
and
he
the
wanted to
bucket will
stop
just,
by the
and the new
employee
stuff will
lounge
still be
first,
here.
just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first
Nope,
open
I know
door on his
exactly what I'm
left.
gonna do. I'm gonna go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Babe, we're about to get my favorite ending.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Almost, the no bucket sign is still
Let me
here.
prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Stanley!
It's, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Here it is.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Yep.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah, let's see. Worldwide leaderboard? Oh yeah. Good old Neil is offline. Skid is offline. Deacon, Nietzsche Nacho, Vola, Hogarth, Mr. Hayes, awesome. Oh. Oh man, I'm 9,328th place. Oh.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helps
Yeah.
you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Sure.
Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4
So
hours of
basically, if
play
I go
to
watch
make
the
sure
Snyder
it's
Cut again, I can go
effective?
get the
Be sure
true
to
ending
take
to this
notes on
game.
your experience.
I'm not even joking. This game has a banger soundtrack.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do
Yes.
we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
What the? What is this?
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game
What
is
game
about,
is this?
Stanley? What's our
What was that
backstory?
one
What is our
fighting
motivation?
game? I don't remember.
Well,
I
it
don't
seems
remember what it was
obvious to me
called.
that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted
Hang
erotic
on, I have to
purpose.
look the game up.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
What game is this? I have no idea what.
Tower.
Never heard of this thing before. In the original, you went into Minecraft.
Hang on.
Oh no. No, it can't.
Firewatch.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No, no.
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing, that big open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any. Oh, thank heavens we avoided
Look at the world out there. I want to go explore.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game, preferably something with walls, something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
No, I want to go out those walls. What's next? Fortnite? It's Rocket League!
Wonderful. See, this is
And the original, you got to
exactly
go
what
into
I
Portal.
Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I don't think I can move. It's too. Oh, I'm moving faster. Ah! Oh yeah, I'm coming for you, ball.
Oh god.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
Yes.
Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Yes.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
I know. There's two balls now.
Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
More ball. Oh no.
No!
So many balls. We can play with all the balls we want, babe.
I'm just gonna ignore that.
Come on, we gotta go get them into.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
Yes.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Is this a real video game?
Yep.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right.
The balls are
Comes
gone.
to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you.
You already put boundaries in
Without
here.
rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you'd like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Man, I was so close to scoring another goal. This game cheats. You cheat. There's one thing left to do.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
They altered this ending just. Uh-oh. Fuck. That was an accident.
Good job.
ho ho. What's down here? New story. There's a light. What are you doing in there? .25 .47. It's my office.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
That was intense.
You think?
Well, I could have gone through it with the bucket.
Oh, why? Were you in the area that you couldn't take the bucket with you?
Yeah. The thing that had the sign that said no buckets.
All of his co-workers were gone.
So, babe, do you want
What could it
to
mean?
do one more playthrough led by
Stanley
you,
decided
or do you
go
want to
the
quit for
meeting
now?
room. Perhaps
let's
he had
quit
simply
for now.
missed a memo.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it gives up pause. Quit to menu. We are glad you all joined us. We will see you all next time. Hopefully soon with some Team Fortress 2. Meantime, we will see you all.
Actually playing that game.
Yeah.